everybody, it's Becky Ziemba with Nebraska Realty, and I just thought that as we approach the end of 2024, it'd be a perfect time to talk about this past year as well as some things to think about for the next. This year, it was a bit of a crazy year. The big talk was, of course, in my opinion, the lack of inventory and the interest rates. What are the interest rates going to do? Are they going up? Are they going down? They have to go down. The Fed's cutting rates, everything like that. And then at the end of the year, one of the big talking points was the election. I don't want to move. I don't want to buy a house until after the election. This year, there was a lot of uncertainty with the market, for better or worse. There has been an increase of houses. The supply of houses has gone up, and part of that is because the buying market has just not been as strong this year. On the flip side, there are more buyers out there because the interest rates have come down some. Not a lot, but they are a full point lower than they were a year ago. So that has encouraged more buyers to come out and dip their toe in the water. Whether it's happened or not, it hasn't shown itself. So let's just talk about some of the numbers from this past year. There are some really interesting things that has happened. The median homeowner age went from 58 in 2024, from 49 in 2023 up to 58 years old in 2024. The median age of first-time homebuyers went from 35 to 38. That's just crazy. It blows my mind that people are having to wait so long to purchase a home. Obviously, it's understandable. Home prices have risen quite a bit over the last 5 years, but then on top of that, with interest rates being higher than we've seen in some time, it has definitely stopped some people from being able to qualify for that loan. Okay, so let's talk about first-time home buyers and the percentage that they have in the market. The market share for first-time home buyers typically is about a third of the market. They contribute 33% on average, historically, to the number of homes that are bought in any given year. So in 2023, first-time home buyers were 32% of the transactions that happened. This last year, though, they were only 24% of those transactions. That's a large decrease. That is showing us that people aren't able to afford the homes and they're pushing off that goal till later in life. It's disheartening. It's disheartening to anybody trying to get into the market, but also to myself as a real estate professional. Something along the lines of inventory that has been talked about for quite some time now is the silver tsunami. The silver tsunami is coming. It's coming. It's coming. Well, what people didn't expect to happen is people are staying in their homes longer. So the silver tsunami is theoretically, as the baby boomers, who's the largest generation that we have right now, age, they're going to be moving into other living situations, whether it's assisted living, whether they're going to live with family, or unfortunately they're passing away. Natural part of life. So the market, the inventory is going to have this sudden influx of homes from baby boomers aging out of homes and or passing away. It hasn't happened. Baby boomers are electing to stay in their homes more than we've seen in previous generations. They are having the modifications done. They are purchasing a different home that's going to not have stairs. The baby boomers don't want to necessarily leave their home. They like the independence of having their own place. So that has not caused a drastic increase in inventory like some professionals were expecting. We probably will still have more houses coming on the market because of baby boomers aging out, but it's not the huge influx that some people were predicting. Let's see. Oh, yes, the median home price. So in the United States and over the entire country, our median home price is $435,000 across all types of homes, whether it's existing or new construction, and every market. Here in Lincoln, though, our median home price is $299,000. So we do have a more affordable market, which is beneficial to the people that live here. Of course, that also means that we probably don't have some of the higher paying jobs that some of the higher price markets are going to have, but that's fine. It's nice to see that we have an affordable market with our median home price. Along those same lines, every year, the gap of wealth between homeowners and renters is growing. I don't have the numbers, I forgot to write this one down, but every year it's getting bigger and bigger. It seems as though renters, their overall wealth is around $10,000 every year. But homeowners, their growth or their wealth just keeps growing and growing and growing as they're getting more equity and the homes they're in are appreciating. So the last number I saw, it was homeowners are just over $400,000 in wealth because of their homes. Obviously, that also includes any retirement savings and investments, things like that. But homeowners truly do have so much more wealth than the renters. And some of that's because of the situation the renters are in. They tend to be younger individuals, as well as they just haven't had the time to build up some of that wealth. But it also goes to show how much owning a home can benefit you in the long run, because a lot of the wealth they're showing is from the equity in homes. With Lincoln, our current market is at about 2.5 months of inventory. So we are technically still in a seller's market. Houses are sitting a lot longer. They're not selling overnight like they were during the crazy times a few years ago, but the homes are sitting longer. Sellers have to be realistic when they go to sell their house that it's not going to sell in a day. It's going to sit a little bit, but they don't have the competition right now because the inventory is lower. The lower inventory is beneficial to sellers. You don't have just so many houses to compete with, obviously. But that's not to say you can sell your house as is, that you can be asking for the stars and the moon. The buyers that are out there right now are the really serious ones, and they want to make this happen. But they also want to look for a good deal because they know houses are sitting longer. So just because we're technically still in the seller's market doesn't mean the sellers are dictating everything. The buyers are getting a lot more say in the transaction. So that's really good. Houses are not going to go down in value. They're just going to keep appreciating. There's one thing we know. The best time to buy a house was 20 years ago. The next best time is today, because house prices just keep going up. In the last 40 years, there's only been 2 years that home prices have decreased. So experts are projecting that the home values are going to increase by about 2% this next year. So they're still going to increase. They're still going to go up in value. It's still a good investment. Some experts are saying up to even 4.5%. So we'll see where it evens out. My guess is it'll probably be closer to the 2%, but that's still appreciation. That's still putting money back into your pocket as you gain that equity in the home. Let's see. Some of the top trends that our buyers are looking for in 2025. Buyers are looking for some of those electric features. They are looking for potentially solar panels, whole home generators, plug-in stations for charging cars. Those are some of the things that buyers are looking for on the electrical side. It's not something you need to do to sell your house or that is going to keep your house from selling by any means, but those are some of the trends that we're seeing with the new home buyers for this next year. Cozy vibes is a phrase that came from this article that was saying it's not always a bad thing anymore. Cozy isn't bad. Cozy usually means that it might be a little smaller, things like that. But you know what? That's not always a bad thing. There is more of a minimalist trend to downsizing and being realistic with your footprint that you have on the earth. The other thing is old world charm. I don't really think here in Lincoln we have many houses with the old world charm. I feel like that's more an East Coast thing where the houses tend to be a lot longer, like older, like in Boston. But the newer buyers are really like the nostalgia and some of the more retro vibes. It doesn't mean they want that orange shag carpet throughout the house. It doesn't mean they like some of that. It's just they like the characteristics and the charm that gives them that feeling. So that was some of the things to expect this next year. And the other thing that could be positive for buyers is the Fed is talking about having potentially up to 5 cuts this next year. They will meet 8 times, but they're talking about potentially 5 cuts. So we'll see. Maybe interest rates will come down a little bit lower, but expect to probably stay in the 6s. I wouldn't expect anything much lower than that or even higher than that. So it is what it is. If it's time to move, it's time to move. Let me know how I can help. I'd love to hear from you. Talk to you soon.